Dr. RJB here, and today I'm going to give a lecture on nutrition. Um, now, um, people eat all kinds of things, and um, sometimes they feel kind of poorly, depending on what they're eating. Um, and part of the problem is with junk food. Um, uh, you know, um, Potato chips, crackers, corn chips, cookies, things like that. They're all full of calories, but they're full of junk calories, things that don't give you a lot of nutrition. Um, and also, they don't really have a lot of volume either. The thing is that, uh, you're not going to fill up on potato chips. Now, just for example, that potato that we're talking about is only 60 calories per potato. Now, if you need to put on a pound of fat, it's about 3,000 calories. And you know that uh, so to make a pound of fat, 3,000 calories, you got to eat 50 potatoes. I don't know many people who can eat 50 potatoes in one day. Um, but uh, you know, I can be honest with you, and I can tell you that I've eaten a lot of steak in my day. Now, steak is approximately 100 calories per ounce of steak, and there are at the steakhouses that I go to sometimes uh, 30 ounce or 35-ounce porterhouse steaks. Um, yeah, lots of good meat, some fat, a lot of calories too. So you need 3,000 calories, 100 calories per ounce, 30 ounces. That's 3,000 calories right there. So I had a big old porterhouse steak. I can put out a pound of fats with that steak. And I haven't even touched the baked potato or the vegetable and all the other stuff that comes along with it. And how about maybe a couple of beers? I mean, I'm in trouble. Um, but again, if all I ate was the baked potato and I had to eat 50 of them, I'd probably be there all day long trying to eat 50 potatoes. Same thing goes for apples. Again, most of the fruits are not that high in calories, actually. An apple is 60 calories. Once again, 60 calories, 3,000 calories for a pound of fat. You got to eat 50 apples to get that pound of fat. Now, I should mention, by the way, that a pound of fat is actually 3,500 calories, but give me a break. I got to do arithmetic here. Oh, okay. So, that. Now, the other thing is kind of the preparation, too. You mentioned that baked potato is only 60 calories. But what if you start throwing butter on it? What if you throw sour cream on it? More calories, right? You might even get it up to, say, a couple hundred calories by doing that. Now you take that potato and you slice it real thin and you boil it and all, and we call it a potato chip. How many calories is in a potato volume worth of potato chips? I don't even know. Probably a lot. I think French fries are about 400 calories for the same amount of potato. And I bet potato chips are even worse because there's even more fat in the potato chip than there is in the French fry. And here's the other thing. Um, I mentioned that potatoes are only 60 calories, and I'll tell you, I'm lucky if I can eat two baked potatoes. Now that's 120 calories right there. So, you know, it's not really too bad actually. But I can tell you that I can eat a lot of potato chips. Give me one of those huge family-sized bags of potato chips that they sell at the grocery store, and give me a football game and give me a little time and I'm going to look and I'm going to notice, my God, the bag is empty. Where did all the potato chips go? They're in my tummy. Um, that's the problem with junk food. It's so easy to eat. Oh, let's take some flour and we'll add some water together. And I'm going to make bread. Um, how many slices of bread can I eat? Well, I think I've actually eaten 3 slices of bread at one time. Um, uh, if no, there's nothing else on it, that's all I can eat about. And that's about 100 calories per slice of bread. That's 300 calories. Okay. Now let's take that same flour and water, and we'll add some sugar and some fat. Uh, and that one, and we'll throw some chocolate there too. We call those chocolate chip cookies. If you look up the calorie amount on the bag of chocolate chip cookies, you'll notice that one chocolate chip cookie is 100 calories. So it's the same as a slice of bread, right? So I should eat three chocolate chip cookies and I'll be full. No, I'm not going to be full. Um, as a matter of fact, I probably eat the entire sleeve of chocolate chip cookies, which is probably maybe 12 or 15 cookies. So I've eaten about 1,500 calories there. 1,500 as opposed to 300 with the bread. So again, the bread is going to be less calories than eating chocolate chip cookies. And again, I could probably finish the whole package of chocolate chip cookies if I wanted to, but I just don't want to. Um, so preparation, the way that it's put together, I used to think donuts were good for me. And then somebody told you, no, they're high in fat. I thought, oh, they're not high in fat. It's just, flour and butter. No, it's not. They put a lot of, shortening in those donuts. Then they fry it in oil too. So yeah, it's not really that healthy for you. Lots of calories, lots of fat in that. Fat is good for you to a certain point. We have to have a certain amount of fats to live. But when you go into high fat foods, that's a problem. Now, the Heart Association has talked about having 30% of your calories come from fats. Well, look at the cookie, chocolate chip cookie. If you look at and you figure out all the calorie amounts, 50% of the calories of a chocolate chip cookie come from fat. How about that potato chip? 50% of the calories come from fat. Doesn't come from the potato, comes from fat. Um, so these are high fat foods. And like I said, they're a lot easier to eat too. I can eat a lot of cookies, I can eat a lot of potato chips. But the foods that are low in fat, the bread, the baked potato, I can't eat too many of those. They're low in calories. So that's the kind of thing with nutrition is you want to try to eat things that are close to nature and not processed foods that are high in fat, high in junk, um, high in sugar, high in fat, high in junk. Um, uh, and one of the nutritionists stated that when you go into the grocery store, stay along the walls. Because what's on the walls? The meat counter, the dairy counter where you got the milk, the produce counter where you got the fruits and vegetables. That's all the natural stuff. But what's on the inside? Cookies, potato chips, all the processed foods are on the inside. You know, those things are the ones that are high in calories and low in nutrition. Um, so that's my lecture on nutrition for you. Okay, take care.